Hey there folks, back at Brislington, Bristol, and I'm watching Bad Mothers today, starring Mila Kunis, comment section below, along with Christina Applegate and Zoe Saldana. A little different from what I've been normally serving you up during this season, but every now and again you got to switch things up just to keep things interesting. And I like comedies and chick flicks and whatnot. I mean, I love What Women Want, I love The Holiday, so it's all good. It'll be interesting because I think everyone goes through that point in life where they're overworked, underappreciated, and a little stressed, and it's actually nice to see movies that actually lampshade this sort of thing. So in about 90 minutes you'll get my exact opinion on Bad Mothers. Stay tuned. And now we're at the spoiler review portion of this review, which is different, as you know, from the spoiler-free. So if you stumbled onto this one thinking that it was the spoiler-free review, I will give you 5 seconds just to go to the spoiler-free review in the link in the description. Okay, we're good. The writing is very slick. It keeps the momentum going at a steady, even pace and all that jazz. And what I like about Mila Kunis, I've never fully understood the pronunciation, so please say in the comment section below if it's Kunis or Kunis, because I really don't know, folks. I really don't. Mila, she gives what I like to think as a very honest and very convincing performance, because a lot of single moms out there try to do everything at once. They try to be there for their kids all the time, but also understand they've got to go to work and make sure they can put food on the table and pay the bills. And I think the movie reflects this very well with Amy's struggle just to not only be a good mom to the kids, but at the same time she has to be practical and says, look, for this to happen, I need to be in the office. I can't be in 2 places at once. And I think a lot of parents at one stage or another get to that point where they're like, you know what? I've got all this to deal with within these 2 days. I can't do it all. I need a break. And this movie reflects that, you know, sometimes you get to that breaking point where you're like, you know what? I want a little me time. I want to do things for myself, and too damn bad if you don't like it. Now, Catherine Hahn as Carla. Oh my goodness, I love this woman. She says the most outrageous things. Because with the setup with her, Amy, and Kiki, played by Kristen Bell. Amy's the straight girl. Kiki's the very kind of not so confident, doesn't really have a lot of gumption to her, and Carla just says whatever the heck is on her mind, and too damn bad if people don't like it or don't think it's too politically correct. And I'm just waiting to see what she is going to say next. And I'm not going to go into, and I appreciate this is the spoiler review, but I'm not going to go saying that because of the stuff that's going on YT at the moment. I don't want to get in trouble, but there are so many sexual references, drunk references, and all that jazz. And it's just like, I want to hear what you're going to say next. She comes out with a lot of curse words. Again, not going to go get myself in trouble. I mean, you have to go see the movie yourself, but I love this woman. Absolutely outrageously hilarious. And that is blunt honesty that we need so much more of. And Catherine, I love you. I think you're absolutely brilliant as Carla. Oh my goodness. Kristen Bell as Kiki. Again, another very honest performance, because you do get some mothers that do feel a little over-domineered by the husband or lady partner, because hey, it's 2016, and she feels as though she's contained, and the husband, is just saying, why are you doing this with your friends? Why aren't you looking after the kids? And husbands, if you make the girlfriends, partners, and wives look after the kids all the time and expect yourself not to do anything, what the hell is wrong with you? Seriously. Get your fingers dirty as well. They gotta do it. And it's... Random DC once said, when you look at characters, how they are when they start out, they're not in the same place at the end as they were in the beginning. And you see this very, very slow progression with Kiki slowly building up her self-confidence to the point that once she has finally stood up to her husband, she feels liberated, she feels so empowered, she's like, oh, that felt so good! And I think everyone can relate to that, whether it's, with partners, spouses, significant others, or if it's a case between siblings and friends, when you get to that point where you get that one person who says, no, you can't do this, you gotta go do that whilst I could go off and have fun, you get to the point where you snap and you say, you know what, screw you, I'm gonna go do what I want. And Kristen, she plays it very sweet, and she's still got this very kind of adorable deer in the headlights kind of look, even at the end, but you can tell she is enjoying having her self-confidence. When you see at the end, her husband is pushing the buggy and making sure the lunches are packed while she's slurping on a frappuccino, or something to that degree. I'm going to be honest with Jada Pinkett Smith, I wasn't 100% okay with her being a supporting character. This is a Class A actress, particularly if all of you have been watching Gotham with her as Fish Mooney. This is a girl who, she's a leading actress, she's not supporting. And because of this movie, we are likely to get a slang, meaning, definition, or euphemism going, where she says, and I quote, I felt so good this morning when my husband went all 50 shades on me. Make of that what you will. Oh dear. I'm going to get into Christina Applegate as Christina Applegate as Gwendolyn. Damn. There are women who... there's women that can be blunt, but doing it for the right reasons. And then there are women who are blunt and just straight up jerks. And... oh boy! She's arrogant, full of herself, narcissistic, and pretty much has the PTA and the school under her thumb. It's kind of like the principal is the boss to her. Even he says, that woman scares me. I think most people would be. I mean, oh, damn. Oh dear. I'm amazed that they got Martha Stewart to be in there. And I've never actually seen too much video footage of Martha Stewart, but for the little amount of time that she was in this, she was great, and she's kind of nice looking on the eyes as well. It's like, hey. I really like the chemistry between Mila and Jay Hernandez, who plays Jesse. You can see right from the get-go, they've got eyes for each other. And he just plays just a stand-up nice guy. He's just very honest with himself. He's trying to make sure that he's making sure that Amy's catered for and whatnot. And he's so much more in tune with Amy as opposed to her husband Mike, played by David Walton. And I'm just going to come out and say this. Half the time, I got the impression he was either phoning it in, or at times he just seemed like he was not there. You can still see with some actors where, let's just say for an example, like Sir Michael Caine or Morgan Freeman, you know they're always giving it 100%. And then you get a lot of Bill Murray performances lately where he's phoning it in, particularly on the live-action Jungle Book remake. And I got the impression David was just phoning it in. He really wasn't giving as much conviction and as much passion in his performance, like Jay, like Mila, like Christina, or even Kristen, and especially Catherine. I thought, next to Mila, Catherine was the show stealer. Because again, you look at this woman thinking, what are you gonna say next? And one of the best scenes I like in regards to the three principal actresses is when they're driving around in Mike's classic muscle car, which I think was a Dodge Charger as well. I'm looking thinking, I want that car. Yes, I do. And even with like the party scenes, I mean, you kind of get the impression it's borrowing from the American Pie movies a little bit, but I think it's a way of saying, hey, you know, moms as well as dads, you know, we want to let our hair down occasionally. We just want to relax. We want to chill. And, you know, at the end of the day, they're human, which is fully encompassed with what Amy says as her speech for running for PTA president. You know, we're overworked, we're overstressed, we don't want to attend every single extracurricular activity that kids do, and we want, instead of overworking the kids, why don't we just let them focus on just doing the best that they're good at and not overworking them just as we're as overworked. And, you know, I think a lot of people can relate to that because, you know, parents are not perfect people. They're not trying to be. They're just trying to be good parents. And I think the fact that, particularly when you get stereotypical characters like Gwendolyn, who's supposed to be the perfection or perfectionists, it's a little daunting for people because people don't want to be judged or measured, you know, or weighed up to think, you know, you have to be like this just because they're completely perfect. But there's that old saying that you admire people for their strengths, but you love them for their foibles or their, you know, their flaws and whatnot. Yeah, you love them for their flaws because, you know, that's little things like quirks, little eccentricities and all that jazz. So, you know, particularly for young parents or parents that, you know, have got teenagers, you go watch this movie, you will come out finding out you can relate a lot to this movie. And it's also a very good feel-good movie, which we're not seeing so many movies like that are not superhero or, you know, spy thriller movies. You know, it's actually nice to have a movie where it's like, hey, the whole plot of this is not to save the world. This is just to have fun. This is just to relax. This is just to say, hey, you're human, and hey, you can actually take control for a change and do things your way. And the other little subplot is where Amy's teaching her son Dylan to be a little bit more hands-on and, you know, not doing his homework for him all the time, and say, no, you're going to have to do your own homework because you've got to this point where you're entitled, that you feel like the world owes you something, but it doesn't. And there are some people, and I think that's kind of reflecting how things are in life today, because there are some people in this world who are feeling that they're owed something when they're not. And we move on. But yeah, all in all, I love this movie. It's going to go on my pre-order list. If you love chick flicks, then chances are you're going to enjoy this. Or if you're just someone that just likes to be a casual moviegoer and you want to be able to laugh, you know, for an hour and a half, then I strongly recommend this to you because this is a grade A must. Seriously, folks, this is a grade A awesome must. And it's actually, again, it's nice to see something that's doing well at the movies that is not a superhero flick. And I know this movie has come under some mixed reviews, which I haven't had the pleasure or displeasure in reading them, but I didn't see anything wrong with this. You know, you might not like the amount of cursing that goes on in this movie, but it's rated 15 in the UK. What did you expect? So, yeah, make of that what you will, and I'll see you next time. Good night from the night.